check this blueprint. If I put a crane here, then we'll be able to put up the girders and pour the concrete just where we need to right over there. And with all these heavy loaders, excavators, road layers, bulldozers around me, we'll get this freeway finished in no time at all.
Hey, Foreman Scott! Foreman Scott!
Hi, Digger. Boy, am I glad you stopped by. You haven't been getting into any more trouble on job sites lately, have you?
No, not this time. Those are just accidents anyways.
Yeah, right. Well, just remember, you have to be real careful when you're around something as big as a freeway.
I already know that.
Okay. And remember, the kids' construction company and I are the only ones that can see you. So you have to watch out for other trucks and equipment.
I already know that, too.
Okay. Now, what would you like to do today?
I want you to show me how to build a freeway.
Well, Digger, you came to the right spot.
Well then, Foreman Scott, what are we waiting for? Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Wait a minute, let me get my walkie-talkie.
Well, Foreman Scott, is all this heavy equipment really used to build roads?
It sure is, Digger. All this and more. We need every piece of heavy equipment you see here because there are so many different kinds of roads that need to be built.
Like what?
Well, let me think for a moment. Everything from multi-lane freeways to driveways, from two-lane roads in the desert to single lanes in the country, and from parking lots to bridges.
Are you going to show me how to make all those different roads?
I'll give it a try. I'm even going to show you how to move mountains of earth to make way for a new road.
Why do people build roads, Foreman Scott?
Roads make it possible for people to go places on their own. Building a road where there wasn't one before means you no longer need an airplane, helicopter, or boat to get to where you want to go. Building a road gives people more freedom than they had before.
That's amazing! And I thought building roads was just fun!
It is fun. Just watch and see for yourself. After the construction workers finish their jobs, the roads open up for people to drive on.
What are road construction workers like?
Well, I don't think two people in this world are ever exactly alike, but all good road construction workers I know take a lot of pride in making something important to other people. And one more thing, road construction workers also have to do their job perfectly. Otherwise, the road may not be safe and people driving on it may get hurt.
Where are we now?
Way out in the desert, Digger.
What are we doing here? I don't see any roads.
There will be soon, thanks to the road construction workers. You see, when the job is to build a road where no roads have ever been built before, you sometimes have to blow up a mountain to make way for the road.
Is that what these workers are doing?
They sure are. First, they placed sticks of dynamite in the best places to break up the rock, and then they connected the dynamite to the detonator using those yellow fuse wires.
Can dynamite really knock down that mountain?
There hasn't been a mountain yet that my crew and I couldn't build a road on or around.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Doing now?
The workers are operating equipment called loaders, which use their bucket to scoop up the broken rocks and dirt from the explosion.
How much much rocks and dirt can a loader carry in its bucket?
Some loaders are so big and strong that they can carry 10 tons of earth. I know 10 tons seems like a lot, but when a job requires blowing up a mountain, you need all the loaders you can get.
What's this operator doing?
He's controlling an excavator with a special drill which bores its way into the hard rock. That way a worker can put the dynamite deep inside the rock where it will do the most good.
Look like regular wheels, Foreman Scott. What are they?
Those are called crawler tracks, and they're better than wheels and tires when the ground is muddy, unstable, or really rough.
How does the operator control this excavator?
Inside the cab are various controls and levers which the operator moves back and forth. Each control and lever moves a different part of the excavator, its arm or the drill.
How does the drill work?
After the operator turns the drill on, it begins to spin. The teeth at the end of the drill bite into the rock and start to eat a hole straight inside.
Gosh, Foreman Scott, what if you only have a bunch of small rocks that have to be broken up and don't need to blow up a whole mountain?
In that case, a road construction worker needs a ripper.
A what?
That sharp metal plow being pulled along by the bulldozer is called a ripper.
Well, what does a ripper do?
A ripper vibrates and pounds hundreds of times each second, just like a hammer. The bulldozer then drags it through the ground, and when the ripper hits a rock, it just rips it into small pieces.
It's amazing to watch the rocks fall apart so easily.
That's because the ripper works so well. Nothing can stand in its path for very long. After the ripper is finished breaking up the rocks in the ground, it's time for the bulldozers to get to work.
Well, it's about time.
A bulldozer is one of the most important pieces of heavy equipment on a job site.
I could have told you that. I know everything about bulldozers.
Then why don't you tell me about bulldozers?
As we just saw, some bulldozers can drag a ripper. But mainly a bulldozer is designed to push around things like rock and dirt using its hard steel blade. This activity is called dozing. Bulldozers can be extremely powerful, and that power is used to smooth out the ground and make it ready for the construction workers to lay down the road.
How powerful is a bulldozer?
This bulldozer is so powerful that it can push loads much heavier than itself.
How fast can it go?
Gosh, Foreman Scott, I'm the fastest bulldozer in the world, but most bulldozers can only go about 6 or 7 miles per hour.
This bulldozer must get really bad gas mileage.
Well, it's not a Volkswagen or Toyota, but the gas tank is big enough to hold about 10 hours worth of fuel, so it can work a long time between fill-ups.
What's it like to operate a bulldozer, Digger?
In the old days, a worker had to have awfully strong arms to operate a bulldozer. But now, bulldozers have a lot of the same technological advances that passenger cars and trucks have, like power steering and controls, air conditioning, and even a cassette deck. These new options make today's modern bulldozer much easier to work with on a job site, and that means an operator can get more work done.
That's what I like to hear.
Here's a really cozy chair, Foreman Scott. You could curl up in it and read a book.
I'd like to, Digger, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Anyway, that seat has got to be comfortable if a worker is going to operate it all day long.
Don't forget to put your seatbelt on.
You're right, Digger. Just because an operator's not driving very fast doesn't mean an accident can't happen.
What's this piece of equipment, Foreman Scott?
This is another type of loader.
Well, what type is it?
This loader is much smaller than the loaders we saw in the desert. It drives along using wheels and rubber tires instead of steel crawler tracks. And it's designed to do smaller jobs, like moving lots of dirt instead of huge boulders from blown-up mountains.
Look out! There's a dump truck ahead!
That's right, Digger. This loader tilts its bucket down, which drops all the dirt into the back of the dump truck. A loader and dump truck work as a team on a job site.
Is that the same blade that a bulldozer has?
No, it may look similar, but it's really very different because the loader's bucket is much deeper than the bulldozer's blade, and the bucket has sides on it to keep the dirt from falling out when it's lifted up.
Run for it, Foreman Scott! Here comes a giant monster dump truck!
This is an extra special dump truck.
It's extra big, that's for sure.
It is big. In fact, it's one of the biggest trucks of any kind in the world.
How big is it?
Dump trucks like this one can be 15 feet high.
Gosh, that's taller than one operator standing on another operator's head.
And it's 30 feet long.
How does the operator get inside the cab?
There is a ladder attached to the side of the truck. The operator has to use the ladder every time he gets in or out of the cab.
Why is this dump truck so big?
The bigger the dump truck is, the more it can carry. And that often means it needs fewer trips between the job site and where it dumps its load.
How big a load can this dump truck carry?
Dump trucks like this one can carry over 50 tons of dirt and rocks. That's more than the weight of 20 Cadillac automobiles.
How does it dump its load?
Even though this truck is huge, it's pretty simple to operate. The operator just backs the truck up to the spot where the load is to be dumped. Then the operator moves levers on his dashboard which activate the truck's rams. The rams push the bed's front end up and the load spills out the back.
Do these dump trucks ever work on roads in the city?
No, Digger. Unfortunately, these dump trucks are so big that they can only work way out in the country on really big jobs. Now this is a different kind of dump truck.
How is this dump truck different?
This is an articulated dump truck.
What's an what's articulated mean?
Articulated means that the truck's chassis has a special hinge between the cab and the bed.
What does a special hinge do?
The hinge twists around to allow the truck to be operated over really rough ground or in other places where a giant dump truck would be too awkward to operate.
How big a load can this articulated dump truck carry in its bed?
Well, it's not nearly as big as a giant dump truck, but it can carry about 10 tons of dirt and rock.
That's only about 4 Cadillacs, isn't it, Foreman Scott?
And it's only about 9 feet high. But the articulated chassis makes it possible to use where a giant dump truck could never go.
It looks like this truck should fall over or slide down a hill, but it doesn't. Is that because the chassis is articulated?
You got it, Digger. Watch out, Digger. Here comes another ripper.
This ripper has special legs, doesn't it, Foreman Scott?
Those legs are extended by the operator when he needs extra stability for ripping through rocks and boulders on a hill. It won't be long now with these new pieces of heavy equipment.
What are they?
These are scrapers, compactors, and graders, and they're getting the roadbed ready for paving.
These scrapers, compactors, and graders look pretty busy to me. What do they do?
First, the scraper drives along where the road is supposed to go, scraping up all the leftover rocks into its bed.
Okay. What's a compactor do?
A compactor follows right behind the scraper, and its job is to roll back and forth over the scraper's path. That way it can flatten out the ground and pack it together so it's real hard.
And what's a grader do?
A grader follows the compactor, and its job is to smooth out a flat layer of small stones over the ground, making the road ready for paving. This equipment is used across the world to make all kinds of different roads.
Turned off all the lights.
No, Digger. This is a road construction crew working at night.
Doesn't the darkness make it harder for the workers to see what they're doing?
Well, the workers set up a lot of bright lights of their own so they can see pretty well. But there are many times in which it's better to work at night.
Why is that?
For instance, let's say the job is to resurface a freeway like this one here. Traffic during the day is awfully busy, so the workers do their jobs at night when there aren't as many cars. That way, fewer people are inconvenienced by the congestion, which can accompany road work done in cities. And sometimes the road has to be finished real fast, so the workers are on the job site all day and all night.
What are those fancy vests the workers are wearing? They seem to glow in the dark.
That's a good question. Those vests are covered with special reflective stripes, so oncoming traffic can easily see them. Building roads at night is more dangerous than during the day, so the workers pay a lot more attention to safety.
There's the road, Fireman Scott.
The workers have almost finished the job, Digger.
But that piece of heavy equipment is moving really slow. What's holding it up?
This is a paver, and it's supposed to work slow. It's also one of the last pieces of heavy equipment used to build a road.
What does a paver do?
A paver spreads a smooth layer of hot asphalt over the roadbed using a screed.
A screed? What's a screed?
A screed is a heavy metal plate that presses down on the hot asphalt so there aren't any air bubbles or bumps.
What's asphalt?
Asphalt is a mixture of hot tar and small stones. When the asphalt cools, it becomes hard and makes a good surface for the road. That way cars can drive on it with little or no wear on their tires and still get good traction.
What is that dump truck doing with the paver?
That truck stores the asphalt and drives just ahead of the paver. It also keeps the asphalt real hot so it won't harden before it reaches the paver. The truck's bed tilts down so the asphalt can be slowly poured into the paver's hopper, which is located at the front of the paver. The hopper also keeps the asphalt hot until the paver can spread it out as it drives along the roadbed.
Wow! Building a road sure takes a lot of work.
Yeah, but a good road can last thousands of years, just like some of the roads the ancient Romans built all over Europe.
I'll race you back to the construction site, Foreman Scott.
Be careful, Digger. I'm going to watch the paver finish this job.
Well, Digger, I bet you're really tired after seeing all those people and equipment work so hard, huh?
Not half as tired as you look, Foreman Scott. Maybe you should take a nap.
Me take a nap after this freeway's already behind schedule because of you? Maybe you should come back and visit again tomorrow.
Why not today?
Today, I've got to get a lot of work done around here today.
I know. Why don't you show me how to build a skyscraper?
A skyscraper. Now, how's a bulldozer like you going to get to the top of a skyscraper?
Like this, silly. Last one on the 100th floor is a broken elevator.
Digger, get down here. Digger, I'm not fooling around this time. Now you get down here. I'm going to say it one last time. Get down here. Digger, watch out for that plane. Digger.